Lukash, we need some more high-profile guests. We need some industry leaders, some award winners. I mean, we got to keep this going. Look at this guy's won an award. ZOS Performance Guru 2024. Now this is the kind of guest we're looking for. Tofik.
Oh, double trouble.
He's even a subscriber.
Oh.
Excellent. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of What's Up Mainframe. We've been kind of traveling around lately. We were in Kansas City, then we were in Texas, and now we're back on the home front in Prague. And I'm really pleased to share with you this next guest, Tofik Jemal Ahmed, who was formerly an architect for the product called MAT, Mainframe Application Tuner, and now is a tech consultant. So for those of you who are watching, you may very well work with Tofik out in the field as he helps you introduce a number of our solutions into your site. So welcome, Tofik.
Thank you.
Kind of following in a vein we touched on in a previous episode, we have someone else working on a component that's part of WatchTower. So Tofik, can you tell us a little bit about your part in working on WatchTower with Mainframe Application Tuner?
Yeah, WatchTower in general is our this really new platform that we released kind of almost a year ago now. But as part of the core product that made up the WatchTower, MAT is also part of it.
Okay.
And from MAT perspective, what we are actually doing within WatchTower is we are sending you alerts that are relevant to the application whenever they are generated. So you will see them as part of the WatchTower Alert Insight component. From there, you can actually have the opportunity to drill down to see what is the job, what are the summary information, and we are actually building on top of that.
Excellent. And so this is part of that new UI where you see a number of alerts from any number of Broadcom products, right? You can have Ops MVS,
Exactly.
and then you'll have entries from MAT.
Exactly. So MAT by itself does not generate alerts.
Okay.
So there is a component called Performance Management Assistant or PMA that is kind of sitting there and monitoring your batch workload.
Okay.
And while it's monitoring, it can actually track runaway situation, which we call them runaway situation, but it means that specific job step per se overconsumed one of the KPIs that we are interested in.
Okay.
The KPIs are elapsed time, CPU time, IO, EXCP, and service unit. So when we see some kind of huge deviation from that alert, from that normal behavior from historic past, then we trigger an alert that also triggers a MAT measurement. So for root cause analysis, you will not only see the alert going to the alert insight, but you will have the data that you need in order to do the deep dive.
Excellent. All right. So it's really not just, oh no, something's gone wrong with CPU consumption. It's more, something's gone wrong with CPU consumption, and you should follow up on these particular steps.
Exactly. Yes.
All right.
And in the near future, that what the team is working on is whatever the data that is currently available in MAT, we are actually bringing directly to the WatchTower platform. So you don't have to come to MAT, rather you can actually do a little bit of investigation about the situation while you are in WatchTower itself.
That makes sense. So it really will be kind of the landing point for any kind of alerts, any kind of insights as to what's going wrong.
Sure.
All right. And now this, obviously, WatchTower is kind of the new central part. This is kind of the new hot topic. But in fact, MAT as a product has had integrations for quite some time, right? So there are CLI plugins, it can be part of API ML.
Yes, MAT is a matured product. Let me go back a little bit.
Of course.
Stands for Mainframe Application Tuner.
Yes.
So what it does is it will collect data with a technique called sampling, and it will it will does that for any type of workload that is running on mainframe, and if it is contained within address space. So it can be online transactional system like Kix, IMS, Datacom, IDMS, or whatever, or batch job. So it will monitor it for the duration that you specify. You can specify 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depending how you want it. Considering the cost benefit balance of sampling tools, but it will give you a very detailed data until the level of statement. So for a given, we start from PSW, we collect the PSW as a first thing. After that, we try to grab additional information about where that specific PSW resides, within which module, within which CSEC, and during analysis you can actually tell us, okay, this is the source listing of this module and this CSEC, and we will be able to match that specific statement with the COBOL verb or with PLI, C, assembler, whatever.
Whatever the source code is. Yeah.
And if you are by any chance customer of Endeavor, or if you have your source listings in ProdSim using our testing tools common component, then you have the ability to dynamically retrieve the listing. So you don't need to do any kind of additional setup. You will just tell us, okay, I want to use this ProdSim file, and you can do dynamic. So during analysis, we have a line command that says histogram. So we will go through the either Endeavor or ProdSim, and we will bring you the latest listing for that specific module.
It's fantastic.
It is. And you mentioned CLI also. We recently we have a CLI. We had for the edge of Zoe, we had a CLI, Zoe CLI. We have API. We have a database that facilitates all this modernization effort. So from the CLI perspective, the main idea is that the developers can start to use also MAT, because currently mainly the main users are the ops people as part of firefighting mode. When there is some issue arise, then they schedule a MAT measurement and they start to collect. But to shift left the testing approach, we developed these CLIs and we are V3 conformant.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
So when you look at it as, if you're an Endeavor customer, you have MAT, and you're a developer actually, so you're working with source code, and you kind of want to understand, obviously, when something's compiled and then you can run it, you want to understand what effect or what impact that might have. You can actually connect with your CLI as part of your pipeline and kind of have early checks, as opposed to going into that firefighting mode, which is more traditional.
Yes, exactly. Because for some reason, especially in a mainframe environment, this performance testing is being ignored in the development side.
Yes.
Yeah. I can understand it's because of multiple reasons. One is like your development environment is not as robust as your production, and the volume of data that you have, that your application is going to use in production, is not comparable as what you have in development. But at least you could have a good feeling by running whatever test that you are running to test the function, also to include a performance test at the same time.
Certainly. Yeah, it makes perfect sense to add that as one of the many things to kind of shift left. Now, Tofik, tell us a little bit about yourself. We're in Prague. We're talking about Mainframe Application Tuner. How did you end up to be part of this project? How did you end up in Prague?
Yeah, that's a difficult one.
We started with the easy questions, and now we get to the difficult ones.
In life you have mostly like you don't have most of the things you do, you might not pick them. So I came here as a scholarship student, before that, I used to be a teacher back home.
Okay.
So the Czech government and the Ethiopian government, they have some kind of bilateral agreement of knowledge share. So I came to study for masters. After I came here, I studied 1 year, and I got accepted to Sweden for exchange program.
Oh wow!
So I studied
So
1
just
year.
another jump. Okay.
Yes, I studied in 1 year in Sweden. So I have to come back here, and I have to write my thesis. So while I was writing my thesis, I didn't had anything. I have finished all my coursework, so I had plenty of time. So my initial goal was to return home, but since I have plenty of time, I start to look for the market. Suddenly I stumbled with one advertisement from CA by the time for the ASE program.
Yep.
So I applied, and I got interviewed by Milan Svatek and Alex. Thank you guys for giving me the first opportunity. So I didn't know anything about mainframe. I didn't know anything about assembler. But after the course, I thought this is what I want to work, because in my master's thesis, I actually tried to write my own compiler.
Okay.
So I am used to C. So I said, if I can write C, and if I can understand the basics behind the compiler, I think it will be much interesting to work in even lower.
Almost the lowest,
So I went for it, and from that point onward, I'm on the same product.
Okay, so you even started on Mainframe Application Tuner back in the day?
Yes, I started as support. I progressed as a developer, and for sometimes I was also the product architect. And currently, actually, I'm a field person working as a technical consultant for Mainframe Application Tuner.
So while your expertise is in Mainframe Application Tuner, you're keen on sort of bringing the breadth of our solutions to customers.
Yes, that has been always. I'm not afraid of integration. I'm not afraid of adoption. So when we have discussion with the customer regarding, mainly they will not come up with, okay, I have these problems, can you solve it with Mainframe Application Tuner? They will just give you the issues that they are having. So you try to source different products within your organization.
Definitely.
And if you don't solve it, then you have your colleagues. You for sure, that's the main thing that we have here.
Definitely. And just to kind of wrap it up and bring it back to the beginning with WatchTower, I think one of the great things, and it helps with the technical consultants in the field, is that we're trying to focus more on the broader solutions now. So WatchTower brings together a lot of different observability and performance tools under one banner. In DevOps, we also have kind of the integrations for DevOps and kind of a DevOps suite where the emphasis is, hey, you have the license for all of this. Let's get you working with as much of it as you can. And so Tofik is a great expert who can help you bring all of these things together and bring also some expertise, especially from the kind of tuning perspective.
Yes, thank you very much.
So too much praise maybe, but Tofik is amazing. Everybody's going to be reaching out for him now.
Just don't ask me to tune your cars.
Tofik, so glad to have you on. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and don't forget to subscribe and like to What's Up Mainframe.
He's a natural.
Wow.